Okay. But okay. Compromise. Huge compromise. If you're an anime that was airing during the 80s, there are the 80s big three or big four. I'm gonna say big four, really. Dragon Ball, um, Sailor Moon, and I want to put Astro Boy in there because my biased opinion, Astro Boy was very influential in the states. Even they aired it like in the movie theaters when like the series is coming out. So I would say that's got to be up there in big three. Um, Other than that, Speed Racer. Speed Racer like was airing next to like Hanna Barbera cartoons, and so when like my dad was like growing up, he was used to that anime, and he wasn't used to like the more modern anime. So like each generation's got its own their own thing, right? 2000s big three will be Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. I'm not gonna argue that that stays the same. We're gonna move on, right? I will say the Gen Z or Gen. I guess you could say Gen Z. Gen Z, big three will probably be Attack on Titan, My Hero, and I really don't want to say Demon Slayer. I feel like there's another one that's up there with Demon Slayer. So Gen Z big three will be that. In terms of what? In terms of popularity of each generation. If you're gonna go, if you talk to like your dad or your like grandfather, what anime that they like grow up with, they're not gonna say they knew anything about My Hero or Naruto or One Piece. They don't know shit about that. They know about Astro Boy. They know about they kind of know about Sailor Moon. They kind of know about Dragon. They know that kind of stuff. But you're not gonna sit here and tell me that they know anything about Naruto or yeah. Gen Z, and that's 1988 to 2014. Again, like the child growing up in that time probably would. I don't know. I don't know that Gen Z to maybe whatever the generation is after that. I don't know if I can count that. Oh, my poor laptop. You can do it, buddy. That's not need to turn in this design. Oh no, we'll rewrite it. Oh, I hope you get it done. Just to say 2010 onward. Okay, 2000. Okay, 2010 forward. That is the new big three. You got your own big three there. If you choose to go back to the other ones, I wish you would. But if you don't, that's completely fine. You can watch your Attack on Titan. You can watch your My Hero. You can watch your whatever you consider the third one. I don't say Demon Slayer, but I guess some people put that as up there. So whatever. Currently, the big three is Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. That's fair. That's fair, and you can because that's what you grew up with. That's what you're used to, and you can have that, and that's your big three, and that's the big three to you. Fine, but I'm going to go off of my own headcanon. My headcanon says there's big three of each generation since the creation of anime, okay? So that's what I'm going to go with. Well, I don't know what you mean then. I don't know what you mean. I could never put bad bitches against each other in top three. That's fair too. Look at that. Okay. To reiterate, anime is an opinion based thing. Nothing you can't say one anime is more popular than the other one because everyone has their own preference in anime. You may not like it. You may not like the people's like head canons on which is popular, but God forbid, some people's big three to them is like I don't know Yuri on Ice. I wouldn't put Yuri on Ice on my big three, but if you like gay ice skaters, that's on you. My big three is JoJo. One of my big three is JoJo. I'm not gonna just sit up here and say that JoJo isn't influential in its own right, right? So JoJo has been in the manga space for the longest, and every like show, every movie, they're doing JoJo references. So you're not gonna tell me JoJo isn't even in its own big three. Talking about terms and actually popularity and influence currently. That's true. But when you say that, Zoro, when you say what is popular and what is the overall consensus of popularity, that is still an opinion base. Because it may not be popular for others, but it may be popular to some people, somebody else. So I get what you're saying. I get what you mean. I'm still gonna count Naruto, One Piece, and their own generation of big three. But I'm not gonna. You're not gonna sit here and tell me like, okay, there's no such thing as a new big three, and there's no such thing as an old big three. That's my. That's an opinion. It's opinions. Opinions, not facts. It's opinions. I would never put That's. Oh, this reminds me. There are people who would put clips of Sailor Moon killing um, other anime characters. Clips that's anime. And this is what power level is Sailor. Yeah, it's a Sailor Moon is probably the strongest in anime if you think about it. She fucking destroyed reality and rewrote it back. Goku never did that. And they do this to piss anime dudes. That's right. all I'm saying, if that is the big three to you, that's fine. And if you feel that is the fact, that's fine. But I think people have their own opinions, and I hope that makes sense. So. She legit just reincarnated herself well. Yeah, that's true. She can reincarnate it. So how is she not the strongest? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We went off track right now. We started talking about anime. As a weeb fucking streamer should do, really, right? All I'm saying is now that a younger generation has grown up, Zoro, do you think they're not gonna also consider that they have their own big three? Just because a whole bunch of old people say, "Oh, this the de facto big three," or like, and as well, there's older generations who lived before Naruto, Dragon Ball, and One Piece that don't even watch that. Their popularity has a different sense. I don't. Whatever. I'm saying that's my opinion. That's my headcanon, and I'm gonna stick to that headcanon. I'm not saying it's a fact. It's not a fact. It's 100% not a fact. But it's definitely an opinion. Anyway, so the big three of video games is obviously going to be Halo, Call of Duty. Okay. I'm not gonna do that. There's no such thing as the big three of video games. Then we get in a whole argument there. That's a Mario's definitely gonna be up there for some reason. Excuse me. Gordo! Tokimon Wate! How long can we move within the stop time? So by logic, I could use One Piece live action as an example, since I brought in a lot of newer and younger fans that never watched anime before. Exactly. We're going to talk about the. Okay, well that's would be a new category, Zoro. That would be a category of big three anime live actions, which doesn't exist yet because a lot of them aren't that good. So right now, One Piece is on number one right now, right? Nobody's watching Cowboy Bebop because of that live action. No one's watching Death Note because of that live action, nor Dragon Ball. So like One Piece is up there. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the thought of the big three live action anime. Because there's not that many, honestly. I never thought of seeing a live action Death Note. No, it's hot dog water. It's really bad. The only person that makes it is Willem Dafoe as Ryuk. Other than that, it's all just trash. For some reason, what's his name from Get Out is in there. Yeah, Willem Dafoe is Ryuk in like the live action. Well, there's two of them though. There's the American live action, and then there's the Japanese live action, which I heard wasn't that bad, but it still wasn't great. Oh god, okay. But like people kept like fan casting Willem Dafoe, and then the studio's like, yeah, you know what? Hell yeah, Willem Dafoe. And then when they casted Willem Dafoe like they did with Dwayne the Rock Johnson as Black Adam. I'm sorry. Thank you guys so much. I'm having so much fun. Even if this is the dumbest conversation we've ever had so far. This is so fun. I'm gonna use that next time Zoro comes in. You ready for the live action anime big three talk? Come on. Where are we at? One Piece. Okay, One Piece is still up there. Oh. I heard people coming back for Dragon Ball. We'll see. Speaking of that, remember the guy who played Flash Thompson in the 2001 Spider-Man movie? Oh, definitely, I remember that. I wouldn't want to fight me either. I remember that line. But what about him? You know, fuck it. Why am I fighting these guys? Like, excuse me. Fuck you guys. That was his only other line. Outside of him coming to pick up Mary Jane in his